Oh, hello. Presented here is every secret layer from 2022. Secret Layer Street Fighter. The Astrology Lands, Capricorn. Introducing Kaito Shizuki. Kamigawa, the manga, the cards. Lil Walkers. Pictures of the Floating World. The Astrology Lands, Aquarius. Shades Not Included. Showcase, Neon Dynasty, Neon Ink. Foil Edition. Special guest, Yuko Shimizu. The Astrology Lands, Pisces. The Astrology Lands, Aries. Showcase, Streets of New Capenna, Gilded Foil Edition. Special guest, Matt Jukes. Artist Series, Magali Vianu. Artist Series, Siddharth Chaturvedi. Artist Series, Wayne Reynolds. Finally, left-handed magic cards. Just some totally normal guys. The Astrology Lands, Taurus. Pride Across the Multiverse. The Astrology Lands, Gemini. Here Be Dragons. The Tokyo Lands. Special guest, Kellogg's Loops. Artist Series, Leva Prima. Artist Series, Chris Ron. Rule the Room. Artist Series, Vulcan Baga. The Astrology Lands, Cancer. Secret Layer Fortnite. Secret Layer Fortnite Landmarks and Locations. The Astrology Lands, Leo. Lil Geary Saves the Day. Showcase, Dominaria United, Textured Foil Edition. In Memoriam, Jaya Ballard. Artist Series, Nils Ham. Artist Series, Victor Adame Minguez. Imaginary Friends. Dan Frazier is back again. The Enemy Talismans. Dan Frazier is back again. The Allied Talismans. The Astrology Lands, Virgo. Liller Walkers. The Astrology Lands, Libra. Secret Layer Post Malone Backstage Pass. Secret Layer Post Malone, The Lands. Secret Layer Warhammer 40,000 Orcs. Secret Layer Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Secret Layer Blood Bowl. If Looks Could Kill. Special guest Junji Ito. Special guest Yoji Shinkawa. The Space Beyond the Stars. Totally Spaced Out Galaxy Foil Edition. The Weirdest Pets in the Multiverse. 30th Anniversary Countdown Kit. Extra Life 2022. The Astrology Lands, Scorpio. Look at the kitties. The Meaning of Life, maybe. The Art of Frank Frazetta. Welcome to the Fungal. Special guest, Kozyndan, The Lands. Special guest, Kozyndan, Another Story. Artist Series, Alexi Briclot. Just Add Milk. Wizards of the Street. Time Trouble 2. Transformers, Roll Out or Rise Up. Transformers, Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Transformers, One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall. The Astrology Lands, Sagittarius. I believe that is all of the secret layers from 2022. But the year is not over yet. Presented here is a review of the financial value and worth of what I believe to be the remaining secret layers for December 2022. Please remember that personal aesthetic, joy, desire, these are not calculable elements. And if you love the idea of a secret layer, even if it may not be financially worth it, then that might make it an A to you. In these reviews, I am focusing just on the worth as it relates to whether or not you could buy all of these cards in non-foil or foil for less than the price of each secret layer. But first, a quick word about this video. This video is brought to you by Keeps. The secret layers keeps on coming, but sometimes our hair does not. It is not a problem if you are bald or balding. In fact, you are a gorgeous, sexy beast, whether you have long hair or no hair. But what if you choose, just in the same way you choose to wear certain outfits and clothes, to have long hair, but your body has a different idea? That's where Keeps comes in. You know, 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss by the time they're 35. Luckily, Keeps is a subscription service that helps men keep their hair. Keeps offers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. Not only can you get quality, expert care without ever visiting a doctor's office or pharmacy, but Keeps is extremely affordable, even more so when you use my code. And all Keeps treatment plans are recommended by a licensed medical provider and delivered straight to your door at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. And while I am positive that I would be very, very sexy even if I were balding, I'm glad to know that there's a service like Keeps out there should I choose to want to maintain my hairline. So if that applies to you, then head to keeps.com/Tolarian to receive 50% off your first hair care treatment. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video. Let's begin with an intro to the meaning of life, maybe. Far out, man. The meaning of life, maybe, is a series of hallucinogenic dreamscape versions of 5 mind-altering cards by artist Uri Tor. Radical. This secret layer includes Forced Fruition, Future Sight, Mental Misstep, isn't that banned? Mind's Dilation, and Well of Lost Dreams. Forced Fruition is a staple to Nekusar decks in Commander. Future Sight also sees a small amount of play in Commander, though not nearly as much. Mental Misstep, as I suspected, is banned in all formats except Vintage, where it's restricted, and EDH, where it certainly sees play if you play CEDH. This is actually Misstep's first ever reprint, though, and that's why, as you'll see in a moment, the foil printing has a value of $130. Mind's Dilation is another EDH card, as is Well of Lost Dreams, which sees a lot of play in life gain decks in Commander. The non-foil printing of this secret layer does not live up to the price tag, though. The foil version does, but again because of Mental Misstep. Take that $138 from the Mental Misstep foil out of here, and you've got a foil version that's basically a few dollars more than what they're charging. We're definitely giving the non-foil a D. I'll give the foil version an apathetic C. Next up is another introduction, the introduction to the art of Frank Frazetta. Now, the art of Frank Frazetta is a partnership between WotC and the Frazetta family. The artwork in these cards are all pre-existing works by Frank Frazetta throughout his career, hand-selected and paired with magic cards. Obviously, if you're familiar with Frazetta's work and the incredible, important legacy he has created in the world, that by itself might be worth it regardless of financial value or the playability of these cards. Though luckily, most of the cards from this secret layer see play in at least one format. Field Marshal is perhaps the only exception, showing up in a tiny percentage of Commander decks. I've seen it in Soldier Tribal, yes, that's a thing, but it's definitely a weaker inclusion. Temporal Manipulation is a functionally identical card to Time Warp, and so it does have some value. Time Warp generally sees more play than Manipulation, mostly due to Manipulation's higher price tag, but 5 mana to take an extra turn means Cube and Commander alike love it. Dark Ritual is a classic, needs very little explanation. It sees play in every format it's legal in, most notably Legacy, Pauper, and yeah, Commander. Midnight Reaper is a great card in Commander for aristocrat strategies, and will even show up in Pioneer occasionally. Seize the Day is a staple in red Commander decks that care about extra combat steps, and all of this leaves us with a total value of $38.28 for the non-foil version, $60.07 for the foil version. Again, I want to stress that this is probably much more about the The artwork, grade does not reflect that. I'm personally a big fan of Frazetta, but just financially speaking, the non-foil is a very lackluster C-, with the foil version at C+. Maybe if Field Marshal had been swapped out for something a little splashier, this could have been a higher grade. Next up, I've been called a fungi before, but this next secret layer is getting out of hand. Welcome to the Fungal. It's a collection of borderless, psychedelic, mushroom-centric art on fungal cards. We've got Abundant Growth, Mycoloth, Gave, Guru of Spores, Slimefoot the Stowaway, and of course, the coveted Saproling token. Sadly, there's not too much value here. While all these cards see play in at least one format, generally Commander, and Abundant Growth even once was a modern staple, at least back when Urian was legal, the value of these cards just is absolutely missing. There are countless fungus-related Magic cards WotC could have chosen, but they literally just stuck a token in one of the slots, leading to a total value of, oh my gosh, $4.37 if you buy the $29.99 non-foil version. Fail. $26.23 for the $39.99 foil version. Screw this, I'm doing it. Fail all across the board. There's a fungus among us, and you can't spell fungus without F. Washing that bitter taste from my mouth, we have special guest Kozyndan, the dynamic duo of married artists Kozu and Dan Kitchens, known as Kozyndan, and here they've drawn 5 basic lands. The duo have depicted each basic land type in full art pieces inspired by Japanese folklore. Art is subjective. I feel the artwork here is absolutely stunning, but I'm currently adopting a very strict policy that Wizards of the Coast charging $30 or $40 for 5 basic lands is not acceptable. I'm sticking to my guns on this. If you want to know why I think it's not worth it to pay $40 for 5 basic lands, you can check out my video on the subject here, but Wizards of the Coast has demonstrated they can offer a lot more for this price in a secret layer. I literally just opened up a secret layer that was 100 cards for $100, so how about 30 to 40 basic lands for $30 to $40? Something. Not worth it. But we've got another secret layer by the same dynamic duo. It's another story, a set of 5 classic 1-mana cards, once again influenced by traditional Japanese art. The cards in this secret layer are Serra Ascendant, Rapid Hybridization, Demonic Consultation, Winds of Change, and Llanowar Elves. Once again, all of these cards are Commander staples, and a few even see play in other formats as well. Serra Ascendant is great in life gain decks, or honestly any white Commander deck. Extra points if you fling it at your opponent's face. Rapid Hybridization is unconditional removal in blue, with a negligible downside in the Commander format. Demonic Consultation is one half of the CEDH Scourge known as Oracle Consult combo, and this is Consultation's first reprint, as well as its first foil printing. Winds of Change is a 1-mana wheel effect, excellent and devastating in tandem with Narset, Parter of Veils, or Nekusar, the Mind Razor. And yeah, it's its first foil printing as well. Llanowar? Huh? Elves? What are they good for? Well, absolutely everything, because they're an all-star in every format they're legal in. Most notably Pioneer, where it's a vital part of the Tier 1 deck Mono Green Devotion, among many others. And while Llanowar Elves is a 20-cent card, we've got $49.36 of non-foil value here, which is really nice, not to mention $76.04 in the foil category, and that is not counting that we've got not 1 but 2 first foil printings of cards that see play. Really nice. I'm going to say non-foil is a B with foil at B+. Again, artwork is subjective. I'm personally a fan, but I like what I'm seeing in terms of the chosen cards included in this drop. We've got more artist series coming with famed Magic artist Alexei Briclot. In his secret layer, he's drawn 4 borderless Eldrazi-themed cards. Why not 5? Why 4? Come on, WotC. At least throw a token in, right? Anyway, they all come together to make a neat panoramic scene. And there's also apparently a secret message in the flavor text. What could it say? Perhaps buy more secret layers? Ooh, those Eldrazi really are evil. Sadly, these cards don't see much play outside of Modern, and as someone who hated Eldrazi Winter, happily, they don't see much Modern play anymore either. Inquisition of Kozilek rarely shows up alongside Thoughtseize anymore, partly due to Modern mana curves getting higher, thanks to the Evoke Elementals dominating, and also because discard effects are weak as they've ever been in the format. The Eldrazi are, as I mentioned, strong in exactly one Modern deck, colorless Eldrazi Tron, but that just hasn't been much of a thing in Modern. Occasionally you'll see a list putting up results, or at the very least doing well at your local game store's Friday Night Magic. Notably, this is the first reprint of both Reality Smasher and Thought Not Seer, apart from the latter's reprinting on the list. Total value, though, is only $14.67 if you're getting the non-foil, but you've got $84.44 for the foil versions, largely due to Eldrazi Temple. It's a fail for the non-foil and a C for the foil. Again, if you take out Eldrazi Temple, there's no foil value here other than Thought Not Seer. It's really too bad. I'm a fan of this artist's work a lot. I don't know why we went with Eldrazi. Hey, up next is a great example of how art is subjective. It's Just Add Milk. This secret layer drop is a part of a complete deck. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna say it now. I don't like it. You all like it. Everyone's losing their mind over it. They love it. It's cutesy poo. I don't like it. Whatever. Art's subjective. It's not about the art. We're gonna look at financial value. If you like it, great. Just add milk. I'm an old sourpuss. Grr, look at me. Professor doesn't like the fun little thing here. Yeah, well, you've been watching me for 9 years. Don't act surprised. I'm a crank. The financial value of this secret layer is actually tied up in Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. This is Ulamog's first reprint. This is interesting, given that the other version of Ulamog has been reprinted 4 times now. Ulamog sees play in Modern as a finisher in Green Tron, obviously in EDH, both in the Command Zone and in the 99. Galta occasionally pops up in Pioneer and slightly more frequently in Commander, but Atali is an 18-cent card whose foil's 26 cents. There's only 3 of them. Take out the Ulamog, you've got almost no value. You're buying Ulamog here. $30 for $51 of value in non-foil, or the incredible $138 for the foil. What do we do here? CB? Yeah, it's a CB. They might as well have just said that Just Add Milk is Just Add Ulamog with 2 little secret freebies. Next up, if you think Wizards of the Coast is losing its street cred, then you haven't seen Wizards of the Street, a collection of 4 wizards with bold and colorful artwork created by Martin Head Rocks. Hey, I dig it. This secret layer's artwork is streets ahead. Though unfortunately, once again, all the financial value of the secret layer is tied up in a single card. That is Spell Seeker. The other 3 cards, yes, there's only 3 more, not 4, vary anywhere between a few pennies and a few dollars. Baral once saw a lot of play in the Modern Storm deck and has shown up on occasion in Pioneer Lotus Field lists. But for the most part these days is really just in Commander. Spell Seeker has value due to it being a legacy staple, and this is her first reprint that isn't a Judge promo. Kess, Dissident Mage, is indeed a powerful commander that sees play in both casual and competitive EDH. But Magus of the Wheel doesn't see much play outside of Commander precons, despite those that try and use it as a good budget alternative to Wheel of Fortune. Take away the Spell Seeker and there's no value here at all. Put it in and you've got $35 for your $29.99 non-foil version and $83 and change for the foil one. Grade here is a D+, C+. I fear Wizards of the Coast is realizing that they don't need to put high value in these secret layers at all. Oh no, next it's another one of the meme secret layers. Why are we still doing meme secret layers? It's Time Trouble 2, where we've got retro frame, retro templated planeswalkers. I hate this concept so much. Why bother printing the text then? Just leave it blank. It's a gag, it's funny. Can't really tell what it does. Reading the card doesn't explain the card. Well, there's 3 of them. Narset sees a small amount of play in all formats where she's legal. It's giving me a headache just looking at her text. It's almost as suffocating as her actual static ability. Nissa, Who Shakes the World, sees play outside Commander in Pioneer, but not that much. And Tezzeret is again largely relegated to Commander artifact decks. Overall, I feel this drop is a significant downgrade from the last iteration of the concept, both in terms of financial value and in the strength of the cards included. It's $10 worth of Planeswalkers for $30. That's a fail. Or if you want the foils, $49 worth of cards for $40, well, I'll be incredibly generous and say that's a D. I can't believe I'm longing for the old days of secret layers, but here we are. What's next? Corporate merchandising, roll up and roll out. It's Transformers. There's more that meets the secret layer in this drop, as Roll Out and Rise Up is a set of 6 cards reskinned to be Transformer themed. Unlike previous versions of this reskinning process, this particular secret layer maintains the card's original name. but despite there being 6 cards in this drop, this secret lair is just not worth the price tag, which is actually a little surprising as most of the cards selected here are really fine, if not spectacular. Dramatic Reversal is the strongest card among the bunch, though I guess its use is narrow, solely existing in EDH to combo with Isochron Scepter. Fabricate is a good tutor in blue artifact decks. Greater Good is good in green decks that want to fill out their own graveyard. Collective Brutality used to be a modern staple, but it doesn't see much play outside Pioneer today. And True Conviction is a finisher in white EDH decks that win through creature combat, whereas By Force is a flexible artifact removal spell, though there's many better versions like Shattering Spree, Meltdown, and Vandal Blast. All in all, the total value for the non-foil versions comes to $14.60. That's a fail. $42.64 for the foil versions. Well, they're asking $40 for $40 worth of cards. That's a D. Maybe the next Transformers set is better, because there's more Transformers! Hey, it's Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Yay! Here we have reskin versions of Darksteel and Blightsteel Colossus, as well as a reskin doubling cube, now called the Allspark. Well, this is more what I'm talking about when I talk about secret layer value, and here we only have 3, but all 3 cards are worth more than $10 a piece. Blightsteel Colossus in particular is a $60 card. An absolute nightmare in EDH, one-hitting players out of the game. I absolutely love it, and I love that it's getting a reprint. While Darksteel Colossus doesn't see much play anywhere, it's still a memorable classic card and still maintains a decent price tag. Doubling Cube, of course, is a great EDH card in decks that want to generate massive amounts of mana. Notably, the cube filters Jeweled Lotus mana into mana that can be spent to cast cards that aren't commanders. The total value is $85.89 for the non-foil version, a B+, and $187.26 for the foil version, giving us our first A- of the day. I'm still going to maintain they could have thrown in 2 more cards here. That might have been enough to bring the B+ to an A- and the A- to an A, but this is a very good secret layer and evocative of some of the original ones. And oh my gosh, we're doing more Transformers? Do we need 3 Transformers secret layers? Really? All shall stand, one shall fall. What is this, Game Nights? No wait, that's none shall. No wait, that's one. Yeah, it's Game Nights. I'd have rather had Game Nights lands than Transformers ones, but that's just me. Either way, it's lands. You know my feeling on lands. These look good if you like Transformers, but it's 5 basic lands for here $39.99 and $49.99. Wait a minute, that's an even worse deal. God, the prices are so arbitrary. How do they get away with it? Well, normally for basic lands, I say it's not worth it to buy, but since they've raised the price here, there's literally another secret layer with 5 basic lands that is more affordable than this. I'm gonna go out and give this a grade. It's not a D for do not buy, it's a fail. You're raising the price without cause. Fail. Call me Ebenezer Scrooge, I guess, or whatever the secret layer. Why didn't we do a Christmas Carol secret layer? Is that weird? Guess Hasbro doesn't own the rights to it. Ah well, there's always next year. I wonder how many secret layers we'll get in 2023. 2022, and the secret layers coming to an end. How many secret layers do you think we'll see in 2023? Will we get up to the equivalent of 2 per week? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite secret layers of this year have been, or is there a secret layer you're hoping to see? Or is there something else relating to secret layers you are dreaming for this Christmas season? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again to Keeps for sponsoring this video. Remember, there is nothing wrong with going bald or balding, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to keep your hairline or even having long hair. It's all a matter of choice. And if nature is working against that choice, well, you can just head on over to keeps.com/Tolarian to receive 50% off your first hair care treatment. That's keeps.com/Tolarian. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
What is up? It's Shuffle Up and Play. Today it's Popper. I have here not 1, but 2 pillars of Pauper ready to pop off. Who is joining us?
Hi, I'm Louis Stardust. I'm be playing Boros Bully for Pauper.
Tori of the Bass. Hello. Today I will be playing the Rakdos Burn deck.
You two asked for a challenge, so that's why I flew in Andrea Mengucci for a round 2 boss fight.
You have a flying indestructible bridge.
All right, I want in on this. I'm bringing up my Pauper deck against the big boss himself.
What if I win?
How about this? You win, you can have this jacket, but if I win, I get your scarf.
Oh, that's a high risk.